I had promised to tell you a story, and I did not forget. So let me tell you the story of humanity. In heaven, Satan lived in the company of the angels in the presence of God. And he acquired so much knowledge and so much power. And he became arrogant when God decided to create the first human. And from the very first minute, Satan hated the idea. He probably wanted a statue for himself or something to that sort because of his arrogance. And whenever God breathed the breath of life into our forefather, Satan from that very moment took him as an intimate enemy. And when God told all the angels to bow down to what he had created, everybody, all the angels, since they have no power to choose, they bowed down except Satan, who refused to bow down because he hates us. And he promised God that he would deceive us in any way possible. He would destroy us. And to begin with, like we said, he is very powerful. Having all that knowledge, lived with the angels in the presence of God. And then he trades all that in order to start the torture of the human family. And in his very first try, he takes us completely out of heaven. And then he makes a brother kill his brother. He just goes to the brother, hey, how would you like to kill your brother? And the brother is like, okay. This is a sophisticated, complicated enemy that we're dealing with. This is the kind of enemy that loves mass destruction. The more massive the destruction is, and the misery and the suffering, the more he is pleased with himself. So he always aims to outdo his best. He takes us out of heaven, he kills a brother by his other brother, he deceives everybody, he takes everybody from that which is important into that which is not important. And he does limit the potential of the human family to its absolute lowest, and he's been perfecting systems to control humans. And humans have been unable to counteract the effects of Satan because they have been deceived into asking the wrong question over and over, which is, who is my enemy? That's what they kept asking, who is my enemy? Who is my enemy? When in fact, they should have been asking, who is humanity's enemy? Who is humanity's enemy? What is limiting humanity from achieving its potential? When we look around us at humanity and everything that it has to offer, is that really benefiting humanity in any way? Do we get impressed when we see all that? Do we say, oh wow, look what humanity did for humanity? On the contrary, humanity been at the neck of itself, choking itself at every turn, because we are not aware of our enemy, who is and has put a stranglehold on all the human race through the implementation of his systems that cause as much grief and pain and suffering as possible, and a tool which he can very easily control and manipulate. That's what he does. That's what he already did. And there's no escaping that fact. Unless you think humanity is so useless, we are so dumb that we are actually doing all that to ourselves without any kind of interference from our number one enemy. And you have to ask ourselves, we have to ask ourselves, in whose benefit is it to destroy humanity? Is it in the benefit and interest of humanity to destroy itself? Of course not. We have to look at who's humanity's enemy. Who is humanity's enemy? And why are we so limited in our ability to do anything about the problems that we are facing? Why do we have to blindly follow things that make no sense, things that which are not in the best interest of all of us? We should follow that which is best for humanity. And thus, humanity takes care of every individual because that individual is part of humanity. We start thinking of things that benefit humanity, not things that hurt humanity and limit its potential. And we do that, all that, within the confines of the system that we are in, because we are engaged in a battle of wits against a first enemy who had perfected the system. And he designed systems in order for people to hurt each other. So, by doing this, we have to do it without hurting anybody and while benefiting everybody. We have to do our part. We have to spread the message. We have to tell everybody about the truth about what is going on and why we are faced with all these disasters, all these killings, all these wars, all things that humanity should never do to itself. We have to send these videos to everybody. We have to participate. We have to do our job, because defeating Satan requires all of us, and it's not easy.